Welcome to State of Tech. Let's take a look at how to change your photo and video resolutions on your Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. Now go ahead and launch your camera, and what we're going to do is tap on the settings icon in the bottom left hand corner. From here we can see at the top we have our rear camera, and then we have our front camera down below at the bottom of the screen. So for rear camera, we have picture size, which is currently set by default to 4:3 at 12 megapixels. So we can actually go ahead and adjust down to 4:3 6.2 megapixels, a 16:9, which is 9.1, and we can see all the resolutions listed on the right hand side. Now what we can also do is in here toggle save RAW and JPEG files. So this will save a RAW copy of the picture for photo editing software, but this will only happen when we're taking the photos in Pro mode. So that's a little added bonus here in this section. Now to adjust the resolution of video files, we come into video size, and by default it's set to FHD, which is 1920 by 1080. We have all the way up to UHD, which is 4K at 60 frames a second, all the way at the top of the device. So tap up there, and now our resolution will be set to 4K at 60 frames a second. But notice down below at the bottom of the screen we have UHD, or 60 frames a second, UHD, QHD, and FHD at 60 frames a second. Those resolutions do not support tracking autofocus and video effects, so you will just be relying only on the optical image stabilization on the device itself, and you won't be able to apply any other effects. And then video stabilization isn't available in UHD 60 frames a second and 1:1 resolutions. And we can also choose high efficiency video, which this will record videos in the HEVC format to save space. We might not be able to play those videos on other devices or share them online, but this does not affect slow motion videos. So if you wanted to use that, go ahead and toggle that on. I wouldn't recommend it because the actual video file that's recorded in by default is more universal and will typically play on any computer, whether it be Mac or Windows, and that will work out of the box without having this high efficiency video format on. So right now we have our video file set to 4K at 60 frames a second. And those two resolutions are for the rear camera. Now if we come back down to the front camera, we can see our picture size currently is set to 8 megapixels, which is by default. And we have all the other resolutions, and we can see the sizes on the right hand side. And then we also have video file size. Right now it's at FHD, which is 1920 by 1080, but the front camera will record all the way up to QHD, which is the 1440p, and if you set that there, it'll go ahead and record video files in that format. Notice that we also do have the option for high efficiency video on the front camera as well, and then notice that QHD resolution does not support video effects, and video stabilization isn't available in QHD and 1:1 resolutions. So being that the front camera does not have any sort of optical image stabilization, you will be relying on you keeping your hand steady as much as possible to keep the footage from looking too shaky. Now, if you were to come back down to FHD, notice that it does support some sort of stabilization. Again, this isn't optical, this is all going to be software stabilization because it's not using the full width of the sensor. It does have a little bit more room to kind of come in there and use some software to stabilize your footage to make it appear less shaky. With the QHD option, you are going to have to rely on keeping your arm and hand as stable as possible to result from having a lot of shakiness in your footage. So that is how you change your video and photo resolutions on your Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. If you found this video useful, be sure and give it a thumbs up. For more videos like this, be sure and subscribe to State of Tech, and we'll see you in the next one.